Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with another exciting and important video for you and your family and friends. And today we're going to talk about anxiety. If you're new to these videos, my name is Dr. Sandy. I'm going into my 24th year of private practice. If you've been watching for some time, welcome back, and let's just jump into it. One thing we're seeing, I feel, in my opinion, probably more than ever, are people with anxiety. And we're talking older people, younger people. I think we live in a time where things are just fast. There's so much information, technology, just the lifestyle we have. We see a lot of people who are stressed, who are feeling anxious. And I think it's something that we have to look at all things we can do to improve the situation. Now, when it comes to this, I think there's obviously things like the deep breathing, relaxation techniques, obviously looking at your diet, being conscious of what you're putting into your body, looking at your work-life balance and things like that. And doing all these things are great, but I also think that there may be a time where we do need a natural outside intervention to help that situation. So let's start with this first. What is anxiety? So anxiety is a state where obviously there's an imbalance in the body, and I'm going to use anxiety in a reference of the fight or flight syndrome. So we're just like overstimulated, and human beings can react in two ways. We run into something, we're ready to fight it, or we run away from it and we withdraw. But in both cases, it's a protective action. And of course, in the short term, sometimes if you are maybe running from an animal and you need that makes sense. The problem is when it stays in that situation, when you stay stimulated, when there's too much happening with the vagus nerve, too much of a response, when the brainstem is overstimulated, any of these areas are just constantly stimulated and you can't relax, it can cause some severe symptoms. So these can be things like affecting your mood. Maybe you're feeling down, you're feeling upset. It's hard to focus. You feel like the mind's racing. You might have tightness in the chest. You may have heart palpitations. You may have shortness of breath. Your body temperature may be fluctuating. You're sweating. You may have tingling sensations in the body. Digestion can get affected. You may feel tired. And it may be hard to sleep, and you feel tension or pain in the body. Now, obviously, a lot of times, obviously, like with pain in the chest, obviously that should be checked by a doctor. But let's say you're going to the doctor and they kind of go through their tests and they're kind of like, well, I'm not really seeing anything. I know you feel that. In severe cases, it might be even like a panic attack or something like that. And they kind of do all their medical tests and they're kind of like, well, you're showing up really clear. We're not seeing anything out of balance. There's a good chance it could be anxiety. It kind of falls in this whole spectrum of things. And like I said, this is not just a few people where this is happening in the population, like older people who are working professionals especially. And it's sad to say this, but I see it now, like you're seeing in younger people who are just stressed. Like we just live again in very busy times. There's high demands. There's a lot going on with a lot of people. And there's a lot of people who are just stressed. They're worried and it affects the body. And then, what can we do about it? So from a chiropractic perspective, I really feel like this is something that can complement and help with anxiety. So let's go into some anatomy. So if we look at, obviously your skull is sitting here and the first bone is called C1. In between there, you have your brainstem in that zone. Now, depending on what you read, a little bit up or down, but the brainstem we can generally agree is in that upper area, right at that top portion, just above C1, below C0. And coming from that is that vagus nerve, which controls all these responses. It's known also as the wandering nerve. It controls like the respiration, the heart rate, digestion, elimination. It controls everything in the body. And if that's overstimulated, you can get these anxiety-like symptoms. So what's amazing, chiropractic is a natural way. To me, what chiropractic is always trying to do with the human body is restore harmony, is to restore balance. As we do that, the side effect of restoring alignment, taking pressure off the nerves, are people who feel better, people who are more relaxed, people who are more calm, people who can think clearly. It is such a incredible part of the human body, the spinal cord, and especially when you get to this upper cervical area, you're starting to get into that junction between brain and spinal cord, brain and body. And all we want to do in chiropractic is see if there's stress in those areas, remove the stress, And then the body knows what to do. It knows how to heal itself. It restores function. The biggest thing also in chiropractic we want to do is restore function. Of course, we want people to feel better, sleep better, feel energetic, be in that state of ease. But what we're really doing is, from a mechanics point of view, from a neurological point of view, is just restoring that proper function, restore that proper shape, restore that communication between brain and body. And then the body has to go in the right direction. It's kind of like if someone has certain health issues, but they start to, let's say they never drink water at all, and they start to drink water. We just know based on logic, and obviously there's things supporting it, but drinking water is a positive for the body. We know that. We know that generally speaking, for most people, if they're physically able, movement will just be a positive. It has so many benefits to the body. So in that same line of thinking, having a system where there's no neurological pressure, no stress in the body, you will function better. You will feel better. Why? We're just taking pressure off a system that's trying to express itself. It's trying to send that energy through the body. And if we can remove it, we may notice things. You know what's even exciting? Do you ever think about this? That when we can take that pressure off, you may feel better. You're more energized and sleep. Imagine the things we don't even realize. Imagine that you're taking that pressure off and there's internal systems that are just working better, like the chemicals that flow in the body are just getting restored as well. So we can measure things that are happening, but there's a lot of benefits that we may not even be aware of that are a positive. Again, just like someone who exercises may be focused on cholesterol and they're looking at that one variable, they work with their doctor, they exercise, cholesterol goes down. But man, maybe if we did a full battery of tests with that person who exercised, we'd probably see that, their lung capacity is better. Circulation has improved. Like other systems, if we measured it, we'd see it improve. And the same is true with chiropractic. If you have a system that's in alignment, other systems will improve. Why can we say that so boldly as chiropractors? Because it's not about even chiropractic. It's because the spinal cord is such a powerful area. And when you're taking pressure off a powerful area and just let it do its job, every system will work better. How can we say that? The spinal cord influences everything. It's that gateway between the brain and body. And really, if you look at it, we are talking muscle function, organ function, coordinating how the chemicals are working in the body. The spinal cord is an extension of the brain. And all we want to do in chiropractic is, as much as possible, optimize function, optimize flow from brain and body, have good communication, even how you are interpreting things. When you're watching this video, when you hear my voice, that's all going through the nerve system. So the nerve system is this big regulation system. It's how you are interacting with your outside world. It regulates the internal world. And we're just saying that you will be better off. You will have a better quality of life the more we can align the system, let the brain and body communicate to each other, so you have optimal function. And when it comes to something like anxiety, I really feel if someone has pressure in the cord, by gently, specifically removing that pressure and allow that flow to come back, it will help with things like feeling stressed out or anxiety, put that person in a more relaxed state where they can focus, they can breathe better, complement that heart rate. They'll just function as a state of ease. And that was always the premise of our profession, is to have people function in a state of ease, function at a high level by working one of the most precious systems in the human body, which is the spinal cord. So if you are stressed, if you know someone who's stressed out, someone who has anxiety-like symptoms, I really think they at least should get evaluated to see, can chiropractic help? Can getting that alignment help? I really think it's something you should look at if someone's looking at something naturally. And in the big picture, if you have any questions whatsoever, please text us. Please call us at 905-896-3393. We are here for you. We want the best for you and your family. You may be looking at for health options on how to get a better life. And, especially if you think about children, like you want them to do well in school. You want them to enjoy with their friends. If they're in sports, you want them to be at their best. If you're listening to this and you're working, you want to function at your best. You want to be at the best for your family, for your friends. You just want to enjoy life. You want to get the most out of life. And chiropractic can offer that. It can really make a huge difference. And we're here for you, 905-896-3393. You can go to the web if you want to learn more about us at gopowerflow.com. Wishing you all the best. Have a fantastic day with you and your family, and God bless you. Thank you.